And we're test podcasting. Here's the intro music.
Testing.
Oh, baby.
Let it out. Theme music. Intro music. Playing the music.
Love the intro music. San Diego Fleet football.
Fleet music football.
Roster cut down.
All the way down to 52.
And we lost some of our favorite players, and we don't know what to do.
My heart bleeds for you. That's ridiculous.
Man, my falsetto is the sexiest.
It is. It's like the rebirth of Michael Jackson.
That's how I get all the ladies.
I would too.
Now, Smith, we just made a little edit there. We went back and listened to that intro and decided to keep it.
Halfway through it, I knew it would be a keeper.
It was originally a test intro,
Right.
But that's a tough intro to beat.
I don't think we could have done any better.
I don't think so either. But Smithy, we have had a major week.
Boy, howdy.
But before we get into that, of course, we are the Shipyard, your San Diego Fleet podcast. I am Joe Van Dawson. This is Brian Smithy Smith. But yeah, big time week, Smith. We were hoping to get Dave Bowler on this week, but it didn't happen. Understandable. The guy had a big day. He had a big day. It was a big day for Bull.
it's a big day for Dave.
A big day for Dave. But
Dave's big day.
Of course, we are talking about the roster cutdowns.
Oh.
It was league-wide down to before...
Which is the toughest day, I think, of the season.
Toughest day of the season. I had to fire somebody once, Smithy.
Oh, it doesn't sound pleasant.
No,
Unless they were just so bad. You're like, oh my gosh, this is a relief.
No, even still, I hated doing it because they were terrible at their job.
Right.
I don't like it, and neither does Mike Martz. I saw that on an interview. He said that he's only, in his entire career, this is kind of surprising to me, in his entire career, he's only released one player.
Oh, wow.
And then he said that player, by the time he left his office, had talked him into not releasing him.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Uncle Mike.
That's what I'm saying. Uncle
softy,
Mike, he's a
man.
big softy, right?
Man.
He's like, come on.
All right, here's your
And then
Chris 5
he
for
left the
coming
office
back.
with a Chris 5. So from that time on, he's never done the releasing. He leaves it up to the GM. So Dave Bowler, our guy, had his task set out for him this today.
He's got a heart of gold, but it's a cold heart of gold.
Yeah, he brings it down with thunder. But they cut it down to 52. We had previously said 53, but now we find out it's actually 52.
Well,
It's like one
plus
of those
or
things.
minus one.
Plus or minus one. So notable, is kept all three quarterbacks currently on the roster. Alex Ross, Berkovici, and Nelson. I did hear Dave on a radio show this week. He did say that Berkovici was the starting quarterback.
Okay.
But we're going to go through the game script a little bit later.
Yeah,
Special treat for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to go through the preseason game. We have extracted the data.
So, refresh your drinks,
Yep.
sit yourselves down, and strap in.
Not quite yet.
Oh.
Get done what you need to get done. We got some roster changes to go over first. But I lost my train of thought there.
Choo-choo. It's off the tracks. It's derailed.
No,
We're all going to die. Okay.
Now I'm really off track. I have no idea what I was going to say now. But, okay. So on this radio show, Dave Bowler also said that Josh Johnson is still a possibility to come back. This was as of last Friday.
Interesting. Yeah,
So he reiterated what I had heard from Dave in a direct message that Johnson's not with us because of an injury, not because of a contract. He said it on the Rich Orenberger show.
Oh, okay.
So
did they reveal what the injury was?
ankle.
Ouch.
Yeah. Some sort of ankle injury.
Those can take a while to heal, man.
Yeah, they can. So there's a
I've heard
possibility
things.
maybe he comes later in the season. We don't know. But Noodles.
He'll be welcome.
Noodles is starved for attention. My dog Noodles, if you haven't, she loves interrupting the podcast, but here she is. Okay. So anyways, but that's enough Noodles talk. We had
our Noodles
a
update.
major surprise in this cut down, Smith.
Yeah, lay it on us, man.
All right. The name of the AAF, one of the biggest names in the AAF, is running back Bishop Sankey.
Yes.
He was not on the roster after cutdowns today.
Which, makes people's heads spin and like, what is going on in San Diego?
What is happening? So initially the reaction was, holy smokes.
Right.
Sank got his ship sunk. Right?
That looked like it was difficult to get out.
Yeah. So Bishop Sankey is out. But what was then revealed later was that he's actually on the injured reserve. So he's not fully off the roster. He's on the injury reserve. Turns out the knee
silver lining in the
no details on the injury or how bad it is or when he may return. That's the late breaking edit sound. I just received word that Bishop Sankey is eligible return after week 4. Whoop. But Sankey's hurt. That's why he's not on the roster.
Okay, well, hey, at least we know now.
Yep.
And that's, in a way, it's good news because he's still on the team.
Yep, exactly. And we were all looking forward to seeing him play, so hopefully we will still get to do that at some point this season. But that leaves us with Jaquan Gardner,
who is
Terrell Watson, and Paul James from Rutgers.
that Watson kid.
Yeah.
He's a big one.
Watson is big. 6'1", 244.
If I was on defense and I saw him coming at me, I'm like, you know what? Here you go, sir. Let me open this door for you.
Yeah.
I do not want to get hit by you.
Now, Sankey's pretty big. He's not that as tall as Watson, but he's 217, which is definitely
pretty stout.
He's a stout guy, but 244, 6'1". Well, that is a choo-choo train coming.
You were pushing some muscle through that line.
Yeah. So, and he looks good too.
He's a handsome fella.
He's a handsome fella. But so again, we'll touch on him in the game recap coming up shortly.
I can't wait.
I'm excited for this game recap. Guys,
Noodles is excited too.
Yeah, she is. All right. Our no fullbacks on the squad, Smith. Not a one.
We kind of saw that coming though, didn't we? With some of the prior cuts.
Yep. Wait,
or I'm just totally making that up.
I didn't catch that. Oh no, our fullback retired.
See, he got cut.
And we didn't replace him. So
cut, retired, same thing.
But so the remaining receivers are my favorite name on the team: Laquavante, Speedy Gonzalez, Dantes Ford, who in the scrimmage had 11 or 12 catches, depending on the report, and 131 yards.
Wow, look at the receiver from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, killing it. Cam Cameron, looking also very good. Lots of targets, lots of catches. He did really well in the scrimmage. Of course, he made the roster. Nelson Spruce out of Colorado. He was actually pretty good in college. He left when he graduated. He had the highest active reception total out of everybody.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So
got some hands then.
Yeah, he's got some hands. So we'll see what Nelson's ends up doing. And then Francis Owusu, who we talked about out of the Miami Dolphins, who came on late with Ford. When our beloved Daquan and Darius were released. So
I'm still not happy.
I'm still a little upset about that. And then the last receiver on the squad is Brian Brown out of Richmond.
BB.
Yeah. So we have decent height across the board. Shortest guy is 5'10", which is Speedy Gonzalez. But I imagine he's pretty quick.
He makes up for it with the speed.
Yeah. And then the tight ends that made the squad were Marcus Baugh, Ben Johnson, Gavin Escobar.
Former Cowboy.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah. So Escobar, and also out of San Diego State, he looks like he's clear-cut number one.
Oh, yeah.
Tight end. Lots of targets in the game recap as well. So, yeah, so I don't think we're going to go over the whole squad, but the list is available. Check out the roster. One notable cut was who we talked about last week, Jose Duncan. Really sad to see him go. I don't understand that. Guy was a physical specimen. And but we weren't there. We weren't at practice. We weren't there to see what was going on. So, but best of luck to Jose. Yeah. So moving right along, Smith. Lots of local guys on the roster. Six guys from either San Diego State or San Diego.
That's should bring some of the locals in.
Notable guys. Yeah. Terry Poole and Daryl Green. SDSU offensive lineman made it, and then defensive ends we got Alex Barrett from SDSU and Jonathan Peterson from San Diego.
Nice.
Yeah. And then of course Escobar and Cam Kelly are also from SDSU.
The great thing is they don't have to like find a new place to live, or they've already they're already here.
Yeah.
So that's
established, or at least they went to school here.
Totally. So maybe they can still stay in the dorms.
Yeah. So I'm actually kind of curious about that because the season's only 10 weeks.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys don't live in San Diego. They come in. Are they in hotels the whole time?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because it's not like they're getting paid these exorbitant salaries that they can just buy a place out here. So kind of curious on the housing situation.
Yeah, I don't think there's like they're buying the 5-room mansions in La Jolla.
We shall dig into that. And
house buying? Or
yeah, we'll figure that out. Let you guys know how what
get some addresses. Look on Zillow.
Personal info. Okay, Smithy, roster cutdowns were of course the biggest news of the week, but there was an addition that I'm peeved about.
I'm a little miffed.
Are you miffed? Because I'm peeved.
I'm miffed. You're peeved. We've got some miffing going on.
Miffy McPeeves over here. Of course, we are talking about the offensive coordinator position. John Kitna made his way over to the Cowboys. What was that, last week? Just I think about a week and a half ago.
Right.
Well, we got a replacement. And who is it? We were advocating for ourselves or Ryan Leaf.
Right.
And then I think we settled on ourselves would be a good
with Ryan Leaf as our assistant.
As an assistant.
Yes.
For fun times.
We had this thing all, we were a lock.
We weren't even given a chance.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We were a lock, but we weren't given a chance to be a lock.
Yeah. Very, very upsetting. So they bring on Smith. In fact,
some guy.
You were pretty upset about this.
I was.
I was
down, man.
Got a little scary.
It did get a little scary. I had to go to the hospital.
Now this is not a joke. Smithy actually did go to the hospital this week. I was scared for Smith, but everything's fine. Everything's
fine.
Yeah.
A few pounds lighter as well.
Yeah, pounds lighter. You got. So I had some central internal issues, from what I am to understand, without getting too far into it. So I apologize, Smithy, for the first text in response to you being in the hospital was.
It really showed you cared.
Yeah, I inquired as to whether or not any hot nurses were present.
And in my morphine-induced state, I'm like, I don't know.
But yeah, so
I don't even know if you got through my spelling while I was on morphine.
Yeah, no, it was good stuff, good times. But I used humor as a defense mechanism, Smithy. I was actually very, very concerned, and I'm glad you're okay. So,
well, thank you.
And you're back at it. Podcasting
I'm back. Hey, just bounced right back.
Yeah. So welcome back. But yes, so the fleet back at it. We brought on a coach by the name of Mike DeBoard.
Job stealer.
Yeah, job stealer. Job stealing DeBoard. Welcome aboard.
Job stealer DeBoard.
But he has a long, rich history of coaching. He coached on the national championship team, offensive coordinator for Tom Brady at Michigan.
Oh, okay.
And their national championship team there. And then he also
another job stealer.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, poor Bledsoe. Yeah. Ruined career. But so DeBoard has tons of history coaching in the NFL. So I think it was kind of I was interested to see what Kitna would do, but really he's pretty fresh and new.
He is.
So I think DeBoard is actually a big addition for us on the offensive coordinator side.
We'll see, DeBoard. We'll see.
We'll see. We are biased. We're holding a little bit of a grudge.
Yep. I had all my plays from Madden found, and man, you just can't beat the play where I have everybody's eligible as a receiver.
No. All right, Smith. So we had a game this week, the very first preseason game.
We did.
Yep. It was the Fleet versus the Apollos.
And the funny part about it is almost like they try to keep it a secret, but not.
Very, very secret. There was no public access and there was no media access to this game.
Yeah, that to me seems unusual to a point.
Yeah. So the reason that they said for this was that they were testing, it was a test. If something went crazy wrong, I guess they just wanted to keep it internal.
Right.
So, but that's not going to stop us, man.
No. We are famous for digging up stuff.
We are some sleuth. We gets to sleuthing over here at the shipyard.
It's like the Holmes and Watsons of AAF.
Yeah. I follow the engineering blog.
And you follow it well, sir.
Yeah, happened across a article that said, "Hey, we logged all of the data from the preseason games and delivered it through the API and they claim that the data is accurate.
Yep.
So I was like, let's look into this. So of course I get into the API and I take a look at it and I dial it up and boom, there it is. Literally every single play.
Hello.
So I have been all consumed with this for the last couple of days.
He has been crunching the numbers.
So basically I take this raw code,
Right.
parse it out onto a spreadsheet, and thus have extracted the full game script of the Apollos versus the Fleet. And we're going to bring that to you now.
Before we start, was there any surprises in any of it? Or were you like, oh, okay, that makes sense?
Well, there was...
Answer this question, sir.
Okay. I mean, I would say that there was some surprises in,
in the play or the data?
Which do you want to know, the play or the data?
Were there any surprises in the play or the data or both?
I was just surprised that it was there at all.
Well, there we go. All right.
But yeah, we did find a couple bugs in the data.
We did. You know,
so as we go through, we found that there was two missing 2-point conversion attempts.
Yes.
We didn't know whether or not they attempted or completed 2 different 2-point conversions.
And there appeared to be some weirdness on a punt.
Yeah, and then there was some inaccurate data on one of the punts.
Yes.
It said that one of our guy, the possession was wrong and the kicker name was wrong. So anyway, the other thing is that we did get some confirmation on something that we were speculating about. We had speculated that, or we had heard consistently for a while now, that the onside kick was going to be 4th and 10.
Right.
We had said, I think 4th and 15 would be a bit more challenging.
Totally.
And we had heard that very early on as well, that it was 4th and 15. Well, as it turns out, the onside kick
or onside possession attempt or whatever.
Onside attempt is 4th and 12.
So they split the difference.
Yeah, split the difference. So I like that. It's a little bit tougher than just a 4th and 10.
Right. Hey,
I think that's going to be good.
It really makes you think about whether or not you're going to go for it.
Yep.
I like that.
Yep, for sure. So, so I think without any further ado, Smith, let's just get into this recap. We're going to take you through drive by drive and just
play by play.
Looks like Apollo's got the ball first.
Yay!
No, boo. Wait. Or maybe, I don't know. It's a coin flip. They didn't report on the coin flip.
But I did see a picture of the team captains meeting at the middle of the field. So maybe there was, but they just didn't really say.
I have to say, I dig the referee uniforms too.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. That was one of the first things I noticed was the refs' uniforms. I'm
so
like,
much cooler.
Hey, those are way nicer, man.
Those are way better than the NFL uniforms. So there was a coin flip, and apparently the Apollos won it. So they basically kicked it off, or started off with a short drive. Actually not that short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plays, and ended up punting.
Yeah.
AJ Tarpley had a hurry in the drive.
Nice.
So
already making
Tarpley,
some
we
waves.
brought him up last year. He was very strong in defense. We see his name pop up a bit. So then we get our first possession. The Fleet get the ball.
All right.
That possession consisted of 2 rushes by Jaquan Gardner for a total of 2 yards.
Well,
and then an Escobar, our tight end, had a nice grab for 11 yards for a first down. And then the drive ended with a sack/fumble from Mike Bercovici.
Oh, boy.
So first sack. So sack and turnover right there. Apollos get the ball back on San Diego's 20. And they scored in 3 plays. But they failed to make the 2-point conversion.
So we're at 6-0 here.
6-0. The score is now 6-0. So they didn't have very far to go on that particular drive.
No, I mean, if you get the sack and fumble recovery,
they got it on there. They got it on our 20, and then they punched it right in. So, but now we got a score 6-0. 2-point conversion failed, and then we get the ball back. Bercovici has a nice 23-yard pass to our guy Cameron Kelly.
All right,
very, very nice. Starting off strong this drive.
Very nice.
And then he throws a pick 6.
Son of a...
No!
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, Bergo not starting off too strong here. First 2 drives, turnovers, both result in scores for the Apollos.
Ouch.
Now, so we are at 12-0. Score is now 12-0, and we are on the 5th drive. This drive was 7 plays for 24 yards. The Apollos stalled out and punted.
Oh, well, so that's,
Tarpley,
That's
though,
really, if you think about it, it's kind of, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
that's cool, man. It's all right. So Tarpley again, though, had a big play in this drive. A fumble, caused a fumble, but the offense recovered it.
Okay, you know what?
So disrupt. He's
That's
disrupting.
another good sign.
Yeah.
You want that. You want that disruption.
Yeah, he is. He's getting in there. So next play, drive 6. Fleet have the ball back. This is a good drive. This is an 8-play drive for 75 yards, Smith. So they took it from the snap off to all the way down and touchdown to Francis Owusu.
Former Miami Dolphin.
Yeah, Owusu. So he went and scored that touchdown. The 2-point conversion failed, but the target was to our tight end, Escobar.
Oh,
I'm seeing
a key situation.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of goal line targets to our tight ends here.
Yes. So now we're at what, 12-6 at this point.
12-6. They're point of the game. So the Fleet are coming back. Berkovici made up for his early woes there. Got his legs under him and completed some passes there.
Got his sea legs.
Sea legs, exactly. Yeah. So now we're on the 7th drive of the first half, and this was a 3-and-out.
Way to go, D.
Good job, D.
Right.
So Barrett, for us, had a tackle for a loss. Nice tackle for a loss there. Clutch.
Good job.
Force
Good job.
that 3-and-out.
That's a Chris 5 right there.
Chris 5 off to Barrett. And then, of course, so we get the ball back. This is drive 8. We're into the second quarter. 8 plays, 28 yards. Berkovici intercepted again.
Yes. Dang it, man.
Dang it. So that's 2 picks and a fumble now for... Or did we get to the fumbles yet?
Yeah, so his first was the sack fumble.
Yeah, sack fumble.
Then the interception for the pick 6, and now another interception.
Another interception. So he was just getting his legs about him, but then he turned it over again. So we got
a little rough seas.
Not a strong first half for Berkovici so far.
No, you know what? And that could be a combination of things, man. It could be nerves.
Yeah.
It could be maybe the ball was a little bigger than.
I will say this: not all interceptions are quarterbacks' faults.
You know what? Can I digress really quick?
Please do.
I honestly think that if the interception is not the fault of the quarterback, that should not be counted as an interception. It should be counted as a turnover offense.
I like that. I actually really do like that.
Yeah.
So the Apollos get the ball back here, Smith, and then they go and...
Oh, they just unleash.
They turn on the Jets here. So we have a 60-yard bomb from Garrett Gilbert.
Ouch.
To probably my favorite name, Ish Hyman. 60-yard bomb. Now, Smith, I saw this particular clip on old Ish's Instagram. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure it's the only clip I've seen, period, of any game.
Okay.
But he smoked our secondary.
I bet you Coach Allen's not happy with that.
Not happy. He absolutely smoked us in this play. He was a good 5, 6, maybe 10 yards behind the secondary.
Was it some kind of like fake play that everybody bid on, or what? Because I didn't see the play.
Dude's just fast.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a fast guy. So Ish, I'm looking at you. In my fantasy drafts, buddy.
Eyes are on you, sir.
Eyes on you. You may be getting drafted in my fantasy drafts. Okay, now, Smith, we have a 2-point conversion attempt here, but what we forgot to talk about during the
pick 6.
The pick 6 was that the stats neglected to tell us after that pick 6 if they attempted and got their 2-point conversion.
Correct.
So at this stage, we don't really know if the score is 12-6 or 14-6.
Right. I mean, we know now, but at the time.
We know now, but at the time, right. So now we have a 2-point conversion after the touchdown by our guy Ish. And so the score is now 20 or 22.
Yes.
2-6. Right. Depending on whether or not they succeeded in the previous 2-point conversion, which we don't know because it was somehow missing in the data. So, but we do know that this one was attempted and complete. And so we got the ball back. Buddy.
Indeed.
So now we have the ball back. This is drive 10. We're in the second quarter.
And guess what happens?
Berkovici got sacked.
Now, this is the part that I'm not 100% sure. Now, was this a sack that was caused by good coverage and just ran out of time, or is this a sack that like people are missing blocks?
So now, from what I read in the article of the recap, was that in the first half we had some pretty poor offensive line play as far as protecting the quarterback.
Okay, gotcha.
So Burke gets sacked here on the first play of the drive. He recovers here.
That's good.
And he gets a 25-yard pass to Ford.
Nice.
And then what happens?
Oh boy.
So then Berkovici,
it just gets worse.
Is sacked 3 consecutive times.
Ouch.
After that 25-yard completion. And on the third fourth sack of this possession, total, by the way. Fourth sack of this possession, he fumbles again, and it's recovered by Orlando.
That's so painful. Dude.
Son of a!
Oh my god!
Oh, this is brutal. So, and again, we don't have the video footage, so it's a little hard to tell just by reading the stat line what's going on. But this is a lot of sacks and now 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions for Berkovici.
That's 4 turnovers.
4 turnovers. So that's pretty brutal.
And they're not even Apple turnovers.
Now,
so it's not looking good for the home squad.
Not looking good. But I think we've got a lot of game to play here, Smith.
We do.
So let's see what happens.
Still kind of early.
That's right. So, the Fleet go ahead and turn that ball right over, but they go. The defense picks it up and they go 3 and out.
Defense seems pretty solid, but I think that's one of the things that we kind of predicted early. Yeah. It's going to be pretty dang good.
So another crisp 5 here goes to Soto for a big tackle for a loss to kind of kill that drive. Then we figure out who's returning punts here. We've got
one of your favorite.
Yeah, Laquavante Speedy Gonzalez is apparently our return guy specialist. Yeah. So he returned this punt for 14 yards. So
decent return on a punt. Yeah.
Chris 5 goes to Speedy.
No.
So we got the ball back. This is an 8-play drive. Smith Berkovici passes to Kelly and to
who
the tight
happens to be a tight end.
No, Kelly is not a tight end.
I'm making all this up as I go.
Yeah. But yeah, so we get a few more targets to the tight ends.
But what else happens on this drive?
But then Berkovici gets sacked again.
Goodness.
And we end up punting away on this drive.
Okay, well at least it wasn't a turnover.
Yep.
It was a turnover.
He did fumble, however. He did fumble when he got sacked.
Dang it.
But we recovered it this time.
Was his hands sweaty or something?
Chris 5 to Paul James for that fumble recovery.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for not giving it over. And actually, Smith.
Bring it on. Fire away.
Okay, I apologize. That fumble was... So, Berkovici fumbled twice in the previous drive. One was recovered by us, and then the second one, that was the one that was recovered by Orlando. So
okay.
I'm catching up here on
Thank you.
The staff. So, but he was sacked to end the drive, and then we punted it away.
That's painful, man.
Painful.
But it is, it is the first game they've really played.
It is. So here we are. The Apollos get the ball back, and, defense shows up again. We get a 4 and out.
Nice.
Well, the Apollos pick up only 19 yards, and then they punt it away, which kicks it right back to us. And we had a 10-play drive.
Oh, nice.
43 yards, which resulted in a missed field goal.
41 yards, not a chip shot by any means.
Not a chip shot,
but I did hear there was some weather issues going on there.
Yeah, in fact, in the data,
right to left breeze,
and we're not just being facetious here and saying that there's being weather issues in the Alamo Dome. In the data itself, it did say weather delay. I don't know how that's possible in the Alamo Dome.
Hey, we've never been there,
but I can only assume, Smithy, that because of this weather delay, it must have been gusty in the Alamo Dome and forced that missed field goal there.
That's what I'm thinking too. I mean, because like I said, it's not a chip shot by any means, but I know Murphy's got a foot on him.
Murphy's got a foot, and then it basically that's the end of the half. Orlando gets it back after the missed attempt, and they kneel it down for the end of the half. So Fleet picks it right back up. So let's talk about
the halftime entertainment. Was it
I don't know
Tony, Orlando, and Don?
Could have been. Could have been. But we do know one thing, that the halftimes are exactly 13 minutes in the AAF, which is... Now, I'd always thought the NFL halftimes were super long. I thought they were like 15, 20 minutes. But as it turns out, NFL halftimes are 13 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, wow. Is that...
I did not know that.
Is that standard seconds or metric seconds?
Smith, you are impossible. So halftimes are 13 minutes, 30 seconds. 13 minutes, 30 seconds shorter than the NFL. So just chunking away time wherever they can.
Yeah.
Yep. So
chipping away. Chipping away at old Father Time.
All right, so Fleet starts off the second half with the ball, and they put together a nice little drive here.
That's a sweet-looking drive, man.
12 plays, nice. 57 yards. Terrell Watson comes in here.
Tearing it up on the ground.
He is killing it. So Terrell Watson gets a whole bunch of carries for 33 yards in this drive.
Nice.
And the other note is that Ross started the second half.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ross came in during this half, but Berkovici rotated in this series.
That's interesting.
He was 1 for 3 in this series. And then it culminated in a field goal attempt. 46 yards.
Yeah, see, the wind again.
Yep. But he missed it.
Yeah.
But again,
46 yards.
Strong
winds.
Gusty, windy conditions in the Alamo Dome this day.
Not a given you're going to make it.
So missed field goal. Good drive nonetheless. So 12.
Oh, that's a good positive sign, even though it didn't quite end the way we would like with points on the board. But still.
Good. Exactly. So 2 missed opportunities for points with those field goals. Smith, we are still trailing at this stage. It is either 20.
At this point, it's definitely... We know. Spoiler alert. It's 23-6.
Okay.
Or actually, it's 20-6 at this point.
20-6 at this point. All right. So
I jumped ahead here.
Yeah. So the Apollos then get the ball back, and they put together a nice little drive of their own. 9 plays, 51 yards, and they do nail the field goal.
Here's what I like about this, though. Even though that was defense gave up 51 yards, they didn't give up the touchdown.
They did not give it. Yep.
I'll take field goals all day.
Field goals for sure. And then the wind, of course, was to his back.
It was.
That's why
it was. I think it was. I think it was gust up to 35 at that point.
That's true. It looks like the kicker is a guy named E. Fry.
All right.
For the Apollos.
I'm making his first name is Earl Fry.
Earl Fry.
Yes.
We don't have all the first names in front of us for the Apollos, so we're going to make up their first names.
Yes.
I wish we'd been doing this all along.
Son of a gun. Start the podcast over.
All right. But so Fleet get the ball back. This is a pretty decent drive.
Now it's 23-6.
Now we're cooking. We've got ourselves.
Now we have the weather delay.
Yeah, this is where the data suggests that there was a weather delay.
Yes.
So we put together a 15-play drive here.
Nice.
And Watson gets going again.
Man, he is like just tearing
it up in the second half. So he put together 24 yards on this drive on 6 carries. 6 carries. So Berkovici came back in for 1 completion to Cameron Kelly for 6 yards, and Ross had 4 completions for 21 yards.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, and then this drive culminates with Jaquan Gardner punching it in from 9 yards out for a touchdown.
Awesome.
Yeah, good job. Goal line, 5'7" goal line back. 5'7" goal line back. Yeah.
That is a spry fella.
Now so we had talked a lot about Donnell Pumphrey coming into the season. A lot of speculation as to whether or not Pump was coming. He's not. But at 5'7" and 207, Jaquan Gardner.
Dude, he's
a built little guy.
I wouldn't want to tangle.
That's a hard thing to tackle right there.
Yes.
So
it's like tackling a rock with legs and arms.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Jaquan play. I think he's, from the highlights that I've seen, the Instagram stories, he looks really exciting. He looks super quick and explosive, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play.
Now here's where I got to cut in, and this is where where the data has failed us one more time. We have no idea at this point what happened with the 2-point conversion.
Again, missing 2-point conversion in this situation. So we have a score update. It is now either 23-12 or 23-14 with the Apollos in the lead at this stage. So, yep. Again, that's an odd situation. I feel like I should report that bug.
I think so. There's actually, I think I had counted at least 3 bugs.
3 bugs? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. So we should report them. I'm sure they would appreciate it.
Yes. I wonder if they have like Bugzilla or something.
Yeah, I wonder what software is. So Smithy and I both come from a software background, and so that would actually be interesting. I've tried to get the head of engineering for AAF onto the show.
Oh, cool.
I reached out to him a couple times, but he's like, dude, I'm super busy. Can't do it. And I was like, all right, understandable. I get it. He's
reticulating splines.
Yeah. So, all right. So we just put together a really nice little drive there, Smith.
It's a good
15 plays.
I like that. You know what? And it really showed some good running skills there, which I like. Yeah. Which, you know, and I'm emphasizing that because Sankey's out.
Sankey's out.
That's a really good sign.
Yep. We're still able to rush the ball with authority.
Yes.
And now there is an interesting thing that happened at the end of this drive. There was a penalty on the touchdown run.
Yeah.
There's a penalty on the touchdown run, which was enforced on the snap off for Apollos. So the Apollos now, instead of starting at the, what is it, 35?
Yeah.
They're starting on the 13.
Well, it would have been the 25.
The 25. So now they're starting
So they lost 12 yards on that penalty.
So 12 yards. So they start on the 13-yard line instead of the 25.
Yep.
And then Orlando, so Spurrier goes into Spurrier mode here, and he does put together a really nice drive here. 15 plays, 87 yards, resulting in a touchdown, and they get the 2-point conversion.
Ouch.
And they ate up about half of the quarter.
That's a heck of a drive.
So they took about almost 8 minutes off the drive. So that's a heck of a drive. The touchdown was scored by
that guy.
I want to get his name. A. Appleby. Who should A. Appleby?
Artemis Appleby.
Artemis Appleby punches in the touchdown for 1 yard. Sorry, we're such jerks. Apologize to Artemis for getting your name wrong, but good job there. So that's a heck of a drive. Some clock management happening there, Smith, as we are approaching the end of the game here.
And here's something interesting too. So on the first attempt, there was a penalty assessed to San Diego, so they got to do 2-point conversion again. And now at this point, we're either at 31-14 or 31-12.
Right. So they did get 2 attempts at the 2-point conversion here, like Smith.
Deuces
and it was
wild.
also Artemis Appleby who punched in that 2-point conversion.
Way to go, Artemis.
Yeah, good job. Didn't get it on the first try.
2-point Artemis is what they used to call him.
Old 2 points. All right, so we get the ball back here. We're the drive 5 of the second half, and we put together a nice little answer to Spurrier's
so Uncle Mike says,
management.
"Oh yeah, Steve, we'll watch this drive."
So we put together a 13-play drive from the 25 all the way in, and looks like we had a decent amount of completions to Ford.
Yes,
and Ford with the touchdown here.
Yeah, caps it off with the TD there.
Yeah. Now we haven't been covering every single play, but Ford at this stage in the game has a ton of receptions,
yes,
a bunch of yards, and then he punches this one in for the touchdown. So, and then the 2-point conversion was successful, and that went to our guy Cam Kelly.
All right,
yeah,
Cam Kelly.
All right, so of course the Apollos are getting the ball back here. Drive 6.
Hold on now. What's the score, sir?
Oh, wait a second. The score is 31-20 at this stage.
So that means it was previously 31-12.
31-12. All right, so we figured it out.
We do math.
I was wrong, Smith. The Apollos do not get the ball back here.
Yes, and
we attempted an onside conversion.
Nice,
and we completed it to a tight end. Oh, right to the tight end. So tight end in critical situations are being used. I believe we have maybe alluded to our, we predicted that the tight ends would be heavily used in this offense, and we are being proven right here, Smith.
Like we are every week.
We'll get into that a little bit more in just a little bit. But so we see a little bit of Phil Nelson come in on this play, on this drive as well. He comes in right. So that big conversion was Alex Ross to Peck.
Nice.
Our tight end Peck. And then Phil Nelson comes in at the end of the game here and then immediately goes to Peck again for a 23-yard.
Sweet.
Peck, I should mention, was after this.
What's position?
He's a tight end.
Yes, he is.
Was a tight end for the Fleet. Unfortunately, Peck was released today.
No silver.
But he did come through hard, big time at the end of this game.
He did.
For
he
us,
did.
So
came up with some key plays at the end there.
And then Ross comes back in and proceeds to take us down another 49 yards and scores another touchdown. So this is Ross's second touchdown. Yeah. And that touchdown went to Brian Brown.
Good job, Brian Brown.
Yeah, so Ross in the second half has looked very, very, very good.
Yes.
Now, at this stage, we are down.
We get the 2-point.
28-31.
Yes.
We did hit the 2-point conversion. That went to Kyle Lewis.
Yep.
Lewis also released, unfortunately. But got us very close, 28-31. And then we tried the onside again. And this time it failed. We completed it. Nelson came in, completed it to Ford. Looked like they were probably going for maybe a screen of some sort, but they got him for no gain.
No, oh, son of a bitch.
So 1 for 2 on the onside conversions, and then Apollos kneel it down and end of game, Smithy.
You know what? It was looking pretty grim that first half.
It was. I got to say, there's a lot of positives here to take away from this.
And there are some concerns
There's
that will
some concerns. I mean, those
be fixed.
Berkovici with 2 interceptions,
and
1 for a pick 6,
the fumbles, man.
4 fumbles, 3 for a loss, 2 for a loss.
Yeah.
And just a whole gaggle of sacks. I think probably 8.
That's, man. Wow. You would think they were playing against Charles Haley or something.
And then that was just for Berkovici's sacks. I know Ross got sacked a couple times too.
Okay.
So definitely need to work on the pass protection.
Absolutely,
big time,
man.
big time. And then when we are getting sacked, we need to work on holding onto the ball.
That would help.
Yeah. But Smith, I would say a major takeaway, one of the biggest takeaways from this game, in my opinion, is the fact that the tight ends were so heavily involved.
Dude. Air Coryell V2.
Air Coryell, man. We're looking at, so I'm enthusiastic about Escobar.
Me too.
Right now, I got to put Escobar probably ranked number 1 as far as a prospect is at tight end.
Yes. Oh, dude. Hands down.
Now, I'm still yet to go through the other games, the other teams. But this is a very promising start for Escobar in the tight end group.
I think so too. And think about this too. Even with the missteps, misfires, fumbles, pick sixes and everything, offense still put up almost 400 yards of yardage.
Yeah. Yeah. So they did. Let's see. It
was over 400.
Over 400 yards.
I'm thinking about just the quarterbacks is 360 something. And then you have.
So we had 364 passing yards.
That's.
And then we had 112 rushing yards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we put up almost 500 yards.
Almost 500 yards. Let's calculate it real quick, Smith. 476.
476.
476 total yards of offense.
That's a good showing,
It's
man.
not too shabby.
That's
the greatest show on surf right there.
My goodness, I love what you just coined, sir. Oh, man.
I don't think I actually take full credit for that. I heard that somewhere, and I said
really
it.
built that up, and I thought you made it up.
Yeah, no, I know. I would love to take credit for it, but
hey, dude, 470 something yards of offense. You're typically winning games at that point.
Yeah.
Now you take away that pick 6. This is a win.
You make those field goals. That's
a win.
Yep.
So that's a 12-point swing right there, man.
Yep. And
unfortunately,
and then the other fumble, the turnover, almost all of the Apollo's points came off of turnovers.
That's hard to come back from.
Yep.
But hopefully these are missteps that can be corrected rather soon.
Yeah. And this is, you got to think about this. This is the first game in the franchise's history.
Yes.
Literally the first ever.
Right. And what's amazing about that, it wasn't a blowout either way. It wasn't some ridiculous 62-9.
No.
It was a close. It ended up being a close game.
Yeah. Now the other notable element of this game, Smithy, is we've been preached by the AAF that their target for game length is 2.5 hours, and we were able to decipher from the data how long this game took to complete. And Smithy, 2 hours and 36 minutes, start to finish.
Missed that by 6 minutes. That's pretty dang good.
Yep.
Especially with the weather delay and all that.
Hey, that you got to assume it was a 6-minute weather delay.
There we go. Nailed it.
Now, so that's really good, especially in a test conditions where you would assume they might stop and start and do different things.
That's a good point.
But no, they just played this game straight through.
And there were some reviews.
There was a couple reviews in there. So yeah, absolutely. I think, and by the way, guys, this page that we're reading, this play-by-play breakdown, is available. I'll put it up on the website if you guys wanted to check it out. But it's interesting to go through and take a look, and especially if you're looking to get into playing fantasy, this can kind of help out.
It will be important.
It will be important. So I do want to do this.
Yes,
I want to do this for the other 3 games.
Okay.
It's going to take me a little time, though.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So I will work on it.
He's all thumbs.
I just want to do a quick shout out to Brian Wentzlov of altfantasysports.com, who's putting together a really cool season-long fantasy football format. Lots of people are jumping in and getting leagues started right now. So if you get a chance, head on over there and start a season-long AAF Fantasy Football League right now. Weep. But overall, Smithy, great game. Yep. I wish we could have seen it. What would be really cool, we know they recorded it. What would be super cool is if they were made available in the app upon its release.
That'd be awesome
to watch. I would love to see that. That would be really, really cool. I think the fans would really appreciate that. Give them something to get excited about.
Big time. And this is, again, sorry, I don't mean to sidetrack you, but this goes back to that perception thing and the marketing thing. Release that stuff, man. Let people see what this league is.
For sure. I mean, it's been frustrating to say the least, but we did get some news, Smithy.
We did
on the app finally, which I will cover in a moment. But first,
more importantly,
yes, with the success and the heavy usage of the tight ends in the offense,
correct,
for the San Diego Fleet, as predicted.
We knew this. We knew it.
I would like to take this moment to reach out to our friends.
Oh,
our good pals up north,
up in the beautiful Pacific Northwest,
the Fleetmen of the North.
Oh yeah,
who were adamant that tight end usage was going to be non-existent in this offense. I would like to humbly take this moment,
as we do,
to say, we told you so. We told you so, suckers. Analytical status revoked from our friends over there at Fleet Speak. Now,
no crisp 5 for you.
No crisp 5s for you. Now, we did, of course, also Smithy slip a crispy 5 over to the web team.
Yeah, we did,
for the San Diego Fleet,
and it was much appreciated.
Yep. We slipped them a crisp 5, and they named one of their segments Fleet Speak, which unfortunately for our podcast guys, Fleet Speak is the same name as their name.
Whoops.
Yeah, so we are vindictive. We may or may not be responsible for that. Of course, we are joking. We're not responsible for that. Well, a quick Google search from the Fleet team would have revealed that Fleet Speak was being actively used by a podcast, but it's being now used by the Fleet themselves. Unfortunately, sticky situation. I don't really know what to think about it, but it's kind of sucks for them.
It does.
If they go,
it does.
It really does. And if it, I mean, we'll see if the Fleet's maybe just trolling us. If they come up with another section called the Shipyard and then another one called the Brig,
right? Like, all right, guys,
we'll be like,
you got us.
Oh man, all right, they're okay. So
actually, that'd be great if they did that.
All right, if they let us do a little, if they let us come in and do those sections, that would be super cool. So. But I don't think that's the case. No. Okay, Smithy. All so right. We so another thing that came up this week was Koshe Irby was on the Memphis Express podcast, Express and Goal. Shout out to Express and Goal.
Hi, Express and Goal.
They did defeat us. Doing? We cannot gloat towards them. Last week we wanted to. We wanted to get Koshe Irby on our show before they did.
We tried.
Koshe declined. But what he did suggest was that he and Jeff Gardner come on our show at a future date to basically throw down against each other live on the podcast. And I think that sounds like a lot of fun.
You know what? We'll have the microphones all hot and ready and everything.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Koshe Irby and Jeff Gardner will be throwing down live on the show in a future date.
This will be awesome.
It's going to be fun.
Yes.
It's going to be fun. And I will have to also mention that Koshe, in response to our conspiracy corner accusations, masterfully skated in the vein of Vic Gregorius of the San Antonio Commanders skating.
Interesting.
Jeff's doubled down on the bet. Koshe Irby. Of course, we're talking about the bet for the $1,000.
Right.
Jeff wanted to take it from $500 to $1,000.
Yep.
This is the winner of week 1.
Okay.
Commanders versus Fleet. Koshe Irby, we of course accused him. Unfounded accusations, Smithy, I would say. Wow. No, absolutely not. Our accusations are based in fact.
110%.
on the old segment that we like to call Conspiracy Corner. And he skated those accusations big time. He didn't outright refuse them though, Smith.
Oh. Yeah. So it wasn't a denial, but it wasn't an acceptance. Huh?
Yeah. Now, and with the roster cuts this week,
right,
we saw some really quality names go off the board on all the teams.
We did.
And there's been some talk amongst the podcast that this just plays right into old Conspiracy Corner, that we're diluting the player pool so that XFL has something to work with.
Yeah. We will see soon.
We'll see. I hope not. I mean, I honestly, in all these things, I hope it's not the case, but it is fun to talk about. We shall see. I want the XFL to crash and burn. But,
right. I don't want any more I hate me's or whatever.
No. It depends on how they execute it.
Right.
If they did do what we've been talking about, and the XFL puts together a quality product, and the AAF puts together a quality product, I think I might actually like to see an AAF XFL championship game.
Yeah, there you go.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
It would be fun. I just kind of wish they weren't there at all.
Right.
But the fact that they are there, I kind of hope that it ultimately does go in that direction, and we have like a nice big...
Same here, man.
With a lot of markets and more teams and more games and stuff like that. So, but
that means we have to expand the season and all that jazz.
Yeah. And that's fine with me.
Totally.
That's fine with me. So, Smithy, we got off track, Smith. We were going to talk about the app because our buddy over at the Facebook group asked about said app. Scott Koenig, always coming through with the quality questions. He asked, actually, he didn't ask this one, but he still asked quality questions. It was James Matthews, who also is always coming through with the quality questions. James Matthews asked, when's the app going to drop? The season starts in 2 weeks. What the beans? First of all, James, watch your language. This is a family show.
Yes. Gosh, sir.
The beans are, James, we did finally get some information.
Oh my goodness.
Now, Smith, I'm convinced that this was maybe a leak. I think that so there was an article run by lazyfansports.com. And it sounds to me like they got a hold of an IT guy somewhere, rank and file guy who
got him drunk
and got the old lips flapping. But so it sounds to me like so, but they did get some good info.
Cool.
Now, the gist is that it is going to be released soon, February 2nd through the 4th.
Okay.
One of those days. They don't know the exact day. They gave a reason for the delay, and it was bugs.
Well,
that's what the article said.
No kidding.
So delay was because of bugs. One of the other key facts to come out of this article was that one of the big questions out there is that is it going to support casting or AirPlay?
Right.
Now, it's at launch apparently not going to support this.
That's a bummer.
But it's going to have a standalone Roku and a standalone Android TV app.
Okay.
The standalone Apple TV app is not confirmed. So that might not be available on day one.
Okay.
So Apple users out there, you may be out of luck, at least at the beginning. However, there was a very interesting development here is that potentially the NFL Network / NFL Game Pass may be carrying AAF games.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So so that again is not confirmed, but we do know that there has been talks with that group to get a deal in place, and it's looking potentially very good.
Okay, no, that's cool.
So that's super interesting.
Yeah.
Go read the article. It's really cool. And then so those are the key points on the app, and and then it just it says the things, it reiterates some of the things that we already know. But we do at least have a release date, and I agree it was delayed way too long because
pushing it to the edge.
Yeah, we could talk about this all day long, but we are coming to the end of the episode. We got a few more questions to answer. So let's move right along to back to Scott. Quality
Welcome
question
back,
asker Scott.
Yep.
He asks, is there a calendar deadline for trades, waivers, etc., any sort of injured reserve list? Now, calendar date for trades, don't know yet, but we do know because of the Bishop Sankey situation that there is an injured reserve.
So confirmed.
And he's on it, and it looks like it's a type of injury reserve that you can come back from, eligible for return.
Nice.
So that's cool. All right, last question is we finally got to see the whole uniforms. Actually, it's a two-parter from Garrett Whitford. Whitford, we finally got to see the whole uniforms. What do you guys, meaning us, think about it?
Oh boy.
Now, we, of course, are pretty opinionated.
We are.
Me, in particular, on
Especially
these uniforms.
you.
Now, I will start off with this. Now, it's no secret that I was pretty harsh on our helmet design.
You were.
I didn't like it.
Treated those helmets like a redheaded stepchild.
Now that I've seen them running around throughout camp,
Right.
in the daylight,
Right.
on guys, I will say that I've come around a little bit
Okay.
on the helmets.
All right.
I still don't like the shiny reflective gold.
Yeah.
It should have just been yellow.
Yep.
And I still don't like the chrome. Should have just been gray. And I still don't like that we're not matte helmet.
Yeah, that's
But that been said, all those things been said,
right.
and looking at them against the other helmets, they look pretty good. They look pretty cool out there running around.
Look at you, man.
Yeah.
Hey, it's slowly coming around.
They look pretty cool, but they could have been awesome. That's all I'm saying.
That's a good, you know what? That's fair.
Yep. So, but you know, it is what it is. So then the uniforms as a whole, we finally got to see the pants.
Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the pants,
I think
we
the pants
finally
look fine.
They look good.
Yeah.
It's the lighter gray. They got the darker gray chevrons going down the pants. Not all the way down, just halfway down.
partially, yep.
Yep. That's fine.
But then we come to something else.
Now, those chevrons are drawing the eye down to some banana yellow socks.
Boy, they look like leg warmers.
They do. They're very poofy.
Yeah.
They don't seem to stay up. They're all misaligned
All
on
bunched up and-
yeah, they're all
yeah.
bunched up and they're falling down. And these yellow socks are not good.
And they don't look like they match the yellow on the jersey.
No, they're different color yellow for sure. So, good news is socks are probably the easiest thing to change.
Yes.
I hope someone's listening. Sock guy.
Sock, get on it.
Hey, sock guy, change the socks.
Find the right yellow.
Or not yellow.
Or just
Less is more.
I would have liked to seen the like the old school horizontally striped socks.
That would have been cool.
That would have been cool.
That would have been cool. There's a distinct lack of shoulder and sock stripes in this league.
They seem to be stripeophobic.
Yeah. But yeah, so in the immortal words of AAF designer Dan Goldfarb, he tweeted out earlier today that less is more. And
At times, I definitely have to agree.
when it comes to yellow on our jerseys, I agree.
Yep.
And uniforms in general, less is more. Just different socks, guys.
Different socks, I think, would be good.
Yep.
Yeah. So-
Easy to do.
Yeah,
Very easy.
Totally.
People would appreciate it. All right, more importantly, and
This is the most important question.
I love this question, and I'm super excited about it. We're going to get into it, but we're going to get into it more in depth later. So here's the question, asked by Garrett Whitford. Who has the biggest beard on the team? Now, that we can answer right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Hands
Alex
down.
Alex
Alex
Ross.
Ross.
Alex Ross has a ginormous, glorious beard. But there's a lot of great beards on the team. And so basically, Garrett goes on to say, do we have anyone ballsy enough to run a Tom Selleck mustache or Sam Elliott on their upper lip?
That'd be amazing.
Now, I think what we need to do, we have no way to answer the mustache question.
Right.
But what we could do, potentially, is Photoshop
We could.
the mustache question.
Well, here's the thing, though. Now, I'm going to get a little scientific about these mustaches.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to Tom Selleck and Sam Elliott.
Yes.
There's a reason why these mustaches are so prolific. And that, to me, is because of the distance between the bottom of their nose and the top of their upper lip.
Huh.
They have a lot of real estate there. So it's a well-formed mustache that has a lot of real estate to grow.
It really is. And I don't think anybody can pull it off. So what I contend we do, we have an assignment this week, Smithy.
Oh.
On the old Instagram channel. I think we do a heavy facial hair posting
Nice.
this week.
Okay.
Where one, I want to rank the beards on the team.
Cool.
And two, I want to Photoshop some sweet mustaches
Heck yeah.
on various players, and then we will see who's rocking the best Sam Elliott and who's rocking the best Tom Selleck.
Heck yeah.
So keep an eye out for that. Follow us on the Instagrams, and you will enjoy.
I think you have
these
a
things.
blast This will be a pleasure.
All right, Smith. Now yes, sir.
I think we got one.
Oh, yeah. I should not forget about this.
No, this is pretty
good
important.
stuff. So we have a watch party. Watch party of brewing.
February 9th.
February the 9th at the 55-yard line in San Marcos. Of course, that's better for North County folks than the South County folks. I highly encourage anyone down in South County to put together another watch party.
Yeah.
But if you can make it, it's going to be a good time. It's, obviously the game starts at 5. We'll get there probably a little early and be there approximately 2.5 hours, maybe 2 hours and 36 minutes, depending on the weather of the Alamo Dome.
Exactly. Yeah. Hopefully it's cleared up by then.
But so check that out on the Facebook group. There is an invite going on. They know we're coming, so let's show up and let's do what we can.
Yeah, it's
we can't be at the game, but let's get together, man. Let's blow it out.
Let's hoot it up for the fleet.
Hoot it up for the fleet. Go boats,
boats,
go boats,
go boats, go boats, go boats, go boats. All right. Gotta love that go boats. Oh yeah.
Now, Smith, we have come to the end of our show. Man. So, but you know what? That always means at least one happy thing comes to the end of the show. And of course, that's it. We get to hear our sweet outro music.
You're never wrong, sir.
Ooh.
Oh, that is sweet.
I love the sweet outro music.
It's like a lemon pie.
Gives me another chance to get that falsetto going.
Let's hear it, sir.
Nope, I'm not going to do it.
Okay. So anyway,
just kidding, baby. Here it comes. It's so high up in the falsetto, baby. Talking about the space on your face. Take it away, Smithy. Space on your face.
So, you want those products for your face?
Yes, sir, I do.
So what you want to do is you want to go, what is it, the Beard Club?
That's right, thebeardclub.com. We are on our 14th episode, and we still have trouble recalling our sponsor's website, but thebeardclub.com, Smithy, as you so articulately said, is the place to go for quality beard care products, and if you want to get that space on your face filled and full and fluffy and beautiful, head on over, pick up some products.
Man, I'm just like floating in heaven on a cloud after you said all those words.
Good at words, Smith.
You are.
You know what else I'm good at?
What's that, sir?
Milkshaking.
Oh my gosh, you are.
Our milkshakes, my friend. We, of course, are the boys at the yard. This is the Shipyard. Our milkshakes are so much better than the command dogs, baby. Take it away, Smith.
You are so much damn right they are.
Not our best outro, but still damn good.
It is. Even our worst is pretty better than everybody else's.
End of show.
Bye.
Smooches McKisses. Love your faces.
Kissy kisses.